Hello there. Welcome to Just the Dis. We talk about Blu-rays here. My name is Brian, and I'm just going to do a quick unboxing of my Vinegar Syndrome April stuff. The main Vinegar Syndrome titles, and then a couple of the partner labels. So let's start with the big one here. We have Death Wish 2. This is kind of a surprise. This is a big... another big deal movie in terms of it's high profile. It's, I think, MGM, which, obviously they've licensed from MGM before, but really great to see this get a 4K release from Vinegar Syndrome. So that's your slipcase. Bronson's loose again. And there's the 4K. Now, this one, for those that don't know, is a pretty gnarly Death Wish movie. And I'm assuming they are, uncut. I'll be straight up honest about the uncut Death Wish 2. It's a little rough. There's some assault scenes in there that are pretty excruciating. I do like the Death Wish series overall. Death Wish 3 is probably still my favorite. And this is interesting because it's a sequel following sort of a smash hit in the 70s. In Death Wish, which was made for Paramount in 74, and this comes out in I want to say 82 or something. I can't remember the actual year of this one. 82. And then it's MGM, and it's Golan Globus. It's canon, and so they really canoned it up and made it sleazier and darker, and obviously LA versus New York. But it's interesting to see Paul Kersey back on the West Coast. And I always remember, my favorite line. He sees one of the thugs in a burnt out house, I think, and he said, and the thug's wearing a cross, he says, "You believe in Jesus? Well, yep. Well, you're going to meet him. Boom, dead." So just one of those sort of classic Bronson dispatch lines, if you will. But anyway, I'm excited to see how this looks in 4K. And, they've got some extra stuff here. So you got your 4K8 UHD, contains the uncut Death Wish 2 presented in HDR and restored from its 35mm original camera negative. So a brand new transfer on this, which is pretty cool because this has been on Blu-ray before, but never 4K. Also included a Blu-ray disc containing both the uncut and the alternate TV version restored in 2K from its original 35 inner positive. Of Death Wish following special features. Pass, an interview with screenwriter David Engelbach, working with Bronson, an interview with actor Robert F. Lyons. Dark Parts, an interview with actress Robin Sherwood. Fights in the Theater, an interview with Todd Roberts, son of executive producer Bobby Roberts. Audio commentary with author and historian Paul Talbot, who I love, who did the Bronson is Loose and Bronson is Loose Again books. And he's great. He always brings a fun take, and is Bronson super fan, obviously, so he has a lot to say about Bronson and all the other actors and some production stuff. So I know that'll be good when I get to it. So I'm excited about that. So that's Death Wish 2. Next up, Cheater in 4K. I can't show you the slip. It's a little too much. Even the front cover, I'm going to be a little judicious about. So that's Flesh Eater, a Bill Hinsman film, Revenge of the Living Dead. And this is a movie that I don't know if I've ever seen. I've heard things about it, but little look at the craziness behind there. It says, while assisting on a dig, a construction worker accidentally destroys the final resting place of a demonic zombie, rousting him from his unholy slumber and reigniting his taste for human flesh. Meanwhile, a group of teenagers have decided to spend the night camping in the woods for a Halloween hayride, only to have their party interrupted with the arrival of an ever-growing army of bloodthirsty undead. Will anyone survive the night in one piece? A lo-fi gore epic by actor and cinematographer Bill Hinsman, The Crazies. Star in the zombie in the classic of he's one of the zombies, I guess, in Night of the Living Dead. Flesh Eater, aka Revenge of the Living Dead, is a fitting tribute and homage to Romero's chilling masterpiece, updating the setting to the late 1980s while piling on the gut munching, throat ripping, and limb tearing action. Vinegar Syndrome is delighted to bring this highly ambitious slice of regional madness to 4K, UHD, and Blu-ray in a brand new eye-popping and gouging restoration from its original 16mm camera negative, presented in its cinematographer and producer-approved 1:33:1 aspect ratio for the first time on disc. It has a lot of features here. Brand new commentary with Simon Mancis, composer Erica Portnoy, and producer Andrew Sands. Zombie Nosh LLC, an interview with producer Andrew Sands. All roads lead back to Flesh Eater, an interview with cinematographer Simon Mancis. The Family Continues, remembering Bill with Bonnie Hinsman. Carnage in Compositions, an interview with composer Erica Portnoy. Family of Flesh Eaters, an interview with actress Heidi Hinsman. And Crushed Pink Grapefruit Brain, an interview with special effects makeup artist Jerry Girdley. And To Live and Die in PA, an interview with actor John Moe. A lot of great stuff. A really nice 4K, and a movie, again, I don't know. So regional horror in 4K, Vinegar Syndrome bringing it to us, which I think is, pretty cool. They know, they really step it up. Here's the one I'm most excited about, interestingly, and that's Alien Private Eye. And this is a movie that I've seen, but it's been a while. It was on a VHS tape. There's a nice little review of it. I'm just going to plug my friend's book here. Dan Budnick is his name, and he did a book called 80s Action Movies on the Cheap. And it's really a fun book with some really nice, LA Street Fighters. Like it's Future Hunters. It's a great, deep cut kind of book. And Alien Private Eye is in there. And I remember it being kind of bonkers and kind of fun, but, it wasn't the best quality. And I think Dan even remarks on that in the book. But I know that this transfer is supposed to be amazing. And it's supposed to be just the best this movie's ever looked. So aliens have long integrated themselves among the human population to the point that they are physically indistinguishable except for their uniquely pointed ears, a physical trait they go to great lengths to hide or have surgically altered in order to fully blend into human society. I've always thought that was a nice touch, as an aliens living among people sort of thing. Lemro, an alien, has found his calling on Earth, working as a private investigator. One day, a beautiful and mysterious woman visits his office and shares the story of a mysterious disc-shaped artifact which has the potential to destroy the human race. Begging for Lemro's help in preventing such devastation, initially uncertain if he should take the case, Lemro quickly finds himself embroiled in an intergalactic drug smuggling ring, hell-bent on turning every human into a mindless junkie. Putting his investigative and martial arts skills to the ultimate test, Lemro begins a deadly fight to smash the drug smuggling operation while racing against time to unlock the secret of the mysterious disc before it's too late. That sounds as fun as I remember, for sure. And then part sci-fi, part neo-noir, part action movie, and pure passion project for all involved. Alien Private Eye is a genre-bending powerhouse of gut-crunching fight scenes and neon-fueled hazy atmospherics. Starring actor and professional kickboxer Nicholas Hill, credited as Nicky Fastinetti, and directed by future TV writer Vic Rubenfeld, credited only as Victor. Alien Private Eye has remained mostly unseen since the days of VHS and makes its worldwide Blu-ray debut from Vinegar Syndrome, featuring a brand new 4K restoration from its original negative. Looks great, and the pastels, the 80 craziness, looks wonderful. Newly scanned and restored in 4K from its 35 camera neg. Brand new commentary track with writer, director, producer Rick Rubenfeld. Masters of Suspense interview with Vic Rubenfeld. Fashion show film noir, an interview with cinematographer Jörg V. Walther, who I looked him up and he worked on some cool stuff. I got to look him up after the fact here. But Mr. Lemro, private investigator, I presume, an interview with lead actor David Nico Hill. So that's my pick of the month, I think, for me. I'm really excited about Alien Private Eye. Next up we have from partner label Canadian International Pictures, which I really hope you guys are paying attention to what they're doing. They put out some really cool stuff, including some Canadian French New Wave films in the last collection last month, and just some really neat Canadian films. And they've got an upcoming documentary that's one of my favorite documentaries I've seen. At least they announced it a while back. I hope it's still coming. I'll definitely be talking about that on the show when it comes out. But so this is a new one called The Mob, or Jacques Godbout's The Mob. Very nice slipcase. Here's the inside, looking like 70s gritty. This is from 1975, I think. Yeah, 87 minutes. So I've never seen this, and it looks fun, you know. Seasoned drug smuggler and thief Francis Chico Tremblay is tired of his modest lifestyle. Given the opportunity to earn $50,000 killing a prominent New York City gangster, he leaps at the opportunity, ignoring the warnings of Montreal's leading mob boss, who has forbidden local criminals from taking the assignment. Upon his return, Chico discovers he is being pursued from all sides, prompting an unlikely response. He calls a local talk radio show and starts revealing the mafia's most carefully guarded secrets. As his revelations get more and more shocking, so do the tactics of his adversaries, culminating in a devastating gut punch of a finale. Nice. So, dark ending. Bringing a seedy authenticity to his depiction of organized crime, director Jacques Gabot, Yule 87, reached new heights with his urgent, fatalistic gangster odyssey, landing somewhere between the American and European crime films of the 70s. The mob, aka La Gimmick, is propelled into constant crisis by its uniquely unscrupulous protagonist and those determined to avenge his indiscretions. Almost completely unseen outside of Quebec, this is a lost Canadian classic. In addition to the mob, this disc also includes Gabot's previous film, the madcap hockey-themed Les Troubles de Johnny, a criminal Québécois, a new collection of Quebec crime film trailers from the 60s and 70s, highlighting overlooked gems from Denis Arcand, Gilles Carle, Jean-Claude Lord, and several other notable auteurs of the era. So, scanned and restored in 2K from its original 35 interpositive, Criminals Québécois, a collection of Quebec film trailers from the 60s and 70s, 39 minutes. Les Troubles de Johnny, 1974, 21 minutes. Bonus short, Hunger, 1974, 11 minutes. Booklet featuring an essay by Fantasia programmer Marc Lamotte and a new interview with director Jacques Gabot. So they know how to do it. At Canadian International Pictures, you get a booklet. I know we love our booklets as collectors, so they know what they're doing. So I'm excited to check this one out. This is probably my other pick of the month. This is the one that I'm most excited to see from this group is The Mob from Canadian International Pictures. Definitely check them out on the Vinegar Syndrome website under the partner labels. They are new. They've only done about 4 releases or so, 3 or 4, and very excited about what they're doing over at Canadian International Pictures. And then last but not least, we have a new one from AGFA and Bleeding Skull. That always means craziness. And this one's called Wicked World. It's from director Barry J. Gillis, who did a little film called Things. And have you ever seen Things? You know, there's almost no movies that you can think of that are like Things. And this is his follow-up to that. And I know that I've seen the beginning of this movie, but I haven't seen the whole thing. I remember I was like, oh, the director of Things did a new movie, or a follow-up. You know, what could that be like? And so I brought my son down. I'm like, hey, you want to watch a crazy movie? Let's check this out. And I will warn you that if I remember correctly, the opening scene is just like, it's not quite hardcore sex, but it's like 2 people just like going at it, like right out of the gate. And I was like, whoa, okay, maybe another time for this. And we sort of had to stop it down because I wasn't quite ready for that intense of an opening. But it looks like it gets pretty fun from the back here. There's some crazy looking stuff happening here. So let's talk about this here. Barry J. Gillis, 1989, he and friends renewed the world's faith in Canada. This is another Canadian film with horror brain bomb known as Things. Oh, Things is Canadian, yeah. But that was only the beginning. Wicked World is not only Gillis's 1991 follow-up to Things, it's also a new form of genre anarchy. Grant Eklund, Gillis himself, is a cop who is haunted by the death of his girlfriend at the hands of a psychotic slasher named Harold. When Harold is released from an asylum, there's only one option for Eklund: revenge. Filled with metal riffage, gnarly ultraviolence, and experimental techniques, Wicked World feels like what would happen if Salvador Dali injected acid directly into his brain while staring at a Cannibal Corpse album cover. This is a highly personal treatise on the toxicity of society from one of the most singular filmmakers in trash horror history. Okay, I'm sold. You got my attention there, for sure. I gotta finish it out. It comes with the original 1991 version, preserved from a 3/4 tape master, 2019 director's cut, Reality, The Making of Wicked World, a full-length documentary. That's awesome. I'm sure that's got some good stories. Video essay, a tribute to Eddie Platt, video essay, Tomorrow's Dream, and martial law video. And this is 1:3:3:1, original aspect ratio. So I'm sure this is some bonkers, crazy, fun weirdness from AGFA and Bleeding Skull. They really rarely disappoint with their crazy releases. Bleeding Skull usually is a sign. I always love AGFA releases, period, but when they team up with Bleeding Skull, it's something that is like nothing you've ever seen. So anyway, that'll do it for this unboxing. I may come back to these individually and do some singular reviews of them as I go throughout the next month or so. But anyway, thank you so much for watching and or listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.